Hey guys, this video is from our latest Rick and Johnny podcast. Make sure to check out the full podcast on blogtalkradio.com/Rick and Johnny. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know Johnny and I had fun recording it. But Johnny, let's move on into our next topic. We're going to be talking about Spider-Man. Spider-Man does whatever a Spider-Man can. Spider-Man Homecoming, third trailer came out to us earlier this week.
Yep.
And the big thing that we saw a lot, we saw the new AI, we saw his relationship with Tony Stark, we saw what it's like being your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And the big thing from this that I want to talk about first,
yes,
before we
talk about the rest of the trailer,
anything else, is that, you know what? We actually get to see Donald Glover. We knew he was going to be in the movie. We've seen him in other trailers, but we actually get to hear him talk. And he's basically real chill with Spider-Man. And he's basically like, yo, you got to figure this whole thing out. You got to figure this whole side of it out. And the first thing I want to talk about before we give our reactions at the end of the segment, I want the main meat and potatoes of this to be there. If you go on IMDb, you type in Spider-Man Homecoming, you don't get to see who Donald Glover is playing. It is blank.
It's just like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I want to ask you, who do you think Donald Glover is playing? Who is he going to be in Spider-Man Homecoming?
I got one of two things I'm going to go with.
Okay.
We're going to get a younger, because we have such a young Spider-Man, we're going to have a younger Robbie Robertson.
Okay.
Was he an editor of the Daily Bugle? Usually gives Peter Parker advice on life and everything. Maybe we're going to do the twist of, hey, he's just going to be like, maybe he still will be part of the Daily Planet, but hey, he ran into Spider-Man. Just for some reason, he's super chill, maybe because all the superhero stuff that goes on. I can only imagine some parts of the universe. There's got to be some people that just like chill about it, like, oh, you know, it's whatever. He's a person too. And maybe he's going to be just like Robbie in the cartoon like we had when we were younger. And in the comic books, he's just going to be giving him advice.
My whole thing with that is, and I'm starting to think about it a little bit, is think about what Spider-Man, like it feels like we are forgetting what Spider-Man we have in Spider-Man Homecoming because we saw him in Civil War with the actual Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
And if you go back to Civil War, Spider-Man was the kind of guy where it's like he'd be doing it for a little bit, but most of it was like YouTube, like viral YouTube clips.
Yeah.
And he wasn't doing it for a long time. He had just started the whole Spider-Man thing. So the thing that I'm wondering is the whole Robbie Robertson route is, are they even going to tie the Daily Planet into it? Because with how young our Spider-Man is right now, with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, he's still in high school.
Yeah.
And is it going to be one of those things where they're going to introduce the Daily Planet in this movie? Or are they going to say, no, this is Spider-Man's career. This is Peter Parker before a Daily Planet. Before he's even in that world, it's just more of like, kind of like what we see with, I would say, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like the cartoon series. That kind, where it's like, you know what? He goes to high school. He's a high school kid. That's what we're seeing. Because even in the trailer, when he's walking as Peter Parker with the backpack, what do we see in the background? The same high school from the Ultimate Spider-Man.
True.
It is the exact same. It looks exactly the same from the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. So I wonder if they're going more that route. They won't need him. They won't need him to be Robbie Robertson because maybe they're like, you know, we don't want to even mention the Daily Planet right now because we have seen nothing. And of course, they're probably not going to release this if they did. But we haven't even seen a JJJ. We haven't seen a Jonah Jameson. And if you have a Robbie Robertson, you got to have a Jonah Jameson. They go together.
Daily Bugle, by the way.
Daily Bugle. I'm going DC with the Daily Planet. You corrected me.
I'm just making sure we both get that right because I feel like I said it too.
Yeah, well, I'm the DC guy. I'm going with my Superman, but the Daily Bugle, we haven't even seen a JJJ.
That's true.
So that part of me is like, maybe it's not a Robbie Robertson. I got two people. Well, one, I'll be honest. One, I'm like, he's this guy. The second one was, I was reading some stuff this week, and I'm like, okay, I could also see that.
Yeah.
The first one. I'll tell you the first one that I thought this is who he's got to be.
Okay.
Miles Morales.
Okay.
And the only reason I say that is I don't know how you do it, because the thing with Miles Morales, he becomes Spider-Man.
Exactly.
When Peter Parker's no longer there. And I started thinking, like, okay, what if this is the MCU's way of saying, okay, you can have Tom Holland back. We want a Spider-Man, though.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do is eventually, when Tom Holland gets done with our side of it, we're killing off Tom Holland in our universe. You can have him for your own Venom universe, but we're killing him off. And we're taking Miles Morales to be Spider-Man.
It could be that.
I don't know if they can do that, because I think that Sony would still own the Spider-Man moniker.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't even be able to do that. But my whole thing with Miles Morales is, if you have him in it, I mean, you could have him in it and just have him be Miles Morales. He doesn't even have to become Spider-Man.
Exactly.
But if you're looking for him to complete his kind of cycle, eventually he becomes Spider-Man. So eventually you would have to kill off Tom Holland, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
To have him be Miles Morales?
Yeah, but with that logic you just brought up, why can't we just have a Robbie Robertson?
Why can't we just have Robbie Robertson?
I mean, he doesn't have to, like, we don't need a daily bugle.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need JJJ necessarily, because he's just a Spider-Man character. We can just have him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, I mean, I get where you're coming from too, but instead of, only because of not copyright issues, but the sharing rights issues, which is make me wonder, would we get a Miles Morales in the first place?
And that's why, after doing some research, I actually like a third option.
Okay.
And that's the Prowler.
Yeah.
And
we will talk about that before.
The reason why I like this is because because the Prowler is kind of like a pseudo-villain turned hero.
Yeah.
And at this point, he can be a villain to Spider-Man, but also have that same kind of chillaxness with Spider-Man that we see in the trailer, where he's just talking to him like in a chill way, saying, hey, you know what? You got to figure this out. You got to figure all this out. And the clips that we've seen him, or the scene that we've seen him in other trailers, kind of looks like he's with someone else, looking like the same person that has that pseudo shocker, or that, not shocker, the Crossbones shocker mix. Yeah. The kind of push thing that we saw in Civil War, doing some criminal activities, which the Prowler, or I'm trying to think of his name, Bobby Hobson, I think it is.
I got it right here.
He was also a criminal.
Hobby Brown.
Hobby Brown. I knew it was something with a B and an H. That's all I knew. Hobby Brown, he was a criminal, or he had that criminalistic side, or that idea before or while he was creating
more
the
of like just a thief type
thug
thing. Now here, let me throw something out for you. What if it's because he's so chillaxed about heroes? He's already been the bad side of the Prowler, kind of started as like, hey, you know what? Maybe he's like the bad side already turned good, so he's got that whole hero thing under his belt. He's already done it. Just because we've got wow, I can't even think of it. Daredevil. We got the whole this side of it from Netflix.
You're trying to link him into that?
I'm not trying to link him into that, but I'm just kind of like compare it.
He's coexisting with that.
He's coexisting with that. Okay. So he's like, because look how much older he is than Tom Holland. So he's like, I've already been doing this. I know how it goes. Dude, you need to get better at this. So that's why he's so chillaxed.
Kind of like a dude. I know what I know what it's going on. I've experienced it firsthand with the not mentioning them, but kind of like, hey, what's going on in Hell's Kitchen? What's going on?
Oh, not even that.
We have that other side to New York.
Not exactly, but I'm not even just that. Not even, he's done it himself. Okay, which is why he's so chillaxed with Spider-Man, because like, you're a superhero. I've already been a hero too. I know what it's like, and he's like, dude, you need to get better at this. You're sloppy. Yeah, I was too when not like he would have said maybe wouldn't say this stuff. Kind of like
when I began, I was going through the same potholes as well.
It's like you need to find what you're doing now.
And that's the one thing that I think, no matter who he plays, it seems like Donald Glover in this movie, that his character is going to have the I'm going to say, how do I want to put this? He's going to have the kind of attitude or the role. That's what I want to say.
Yes.
The role in this movie that is completely 180 to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Because it looks like in this movie, from what we've seen in the trailers, Peter Parker is going to look up to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Going to look up to him as a mentor, maybe as a father figure in some sense, because Uncle Ben's gone.
Yep.
It's only him and Aunt May. We've already seen in Civil War Tony kind of putting the moves on young Aunt May, which I'm not completely sold with yet. I mean, Marissa Tomei is a really good actress, but I'm not really sold on the younger Aunt May. I like my Aunt Mays to be a little bit aged and a little bit like fine wine. That's what I like my Aunt Mays. But I look at it and I feel like Peter Parker is going to look up to Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Tony Stark is basically going to say, I want none of this. I want none of this. I'm going to treat you just like, we're business partners.
Yeah, exactly.
Which Peter Parker's not going to be able to understand because he's a kid and he gets that attachment, especially with how famous Tony Stark is, and he's going to want to impress Tony Stark at every corner.
Yeah.
Donald Glover's character is going to be that other side where it's going to be, hey, you know what? You come to him, you get the similar advice that you would get from a Tony Stark.
Exactly.
But it's like, I'm actually going to be here to help you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have any of that fame, that glory, but I'm going to be on the other side of it to where it's like, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what needs to happen. I'm going to tell you the advice that you need.
Exactly. I mean, it may even come at the point, because we didn't see what suit he was wearing 100%. Mm-hmm. Could be after he loses.
It looked like he was wearing the tech suit.
Yeah, did it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't get a clear look at it. Because I was going to say, maybe it's after Tony Stark takes the suit away.
Yeah.
Going along the lines of one of the previous ones. Mm-hmm. If you can't do it without the suit, then you don't deserve it.
Yeah, and he went with that whole thing after the ferry scene. It looks like the ferry scene is going to be the one where that's the big event that makes him lose
his suit.
Or his tech suit, I
exactly,
should say.
His specialized suit.
But yeah, I think the big thing with, I almost call him Morales, but with Donald Glover's character, keep wanting to call him Miles Morales, because in my head that's where I had kind of put him, that, he's Miles Morales, and that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
But I'm really quickly pulling it up because I do want to see if it is the new suit or the old suit.
Okay.
And it looks like it's the new suit because I'm looking at it right now, and it does look very kind of slick. It doesn't look like it has the baggy hood or anything.
Okay.
He's talking to him. Donald Glover is talking to him when he's in the Stark Tech suit, from what it looks like in the trailer.
Which is very possible, too. I mean, just because...
Which would make sense, because it's that time he's kind of figuring out... Because we even see earlier in the trailer where the line from Tony Stark says, can't you be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
Yeah.
And he, dips into the pool, and it's like, whoa! I'm trying to figure this out.
I thought he was purposely trying to splash them on that one.
I think it was...
Maybe not, though.
Well, because I think it's an accident, because you kind of see what happened right before that in the trailer. What's the first thing we get? After the suit kind of lights up, he looks down at his hands. The suit says, you have 50-some-odd web-slinger combinations. Maybe that's him
figuring them
trying
out.
to figure out all these combinations.
Very true, very true.
And he dipped too low, hit the pool. Whoa, I got to get myself out of it.
Yeah, that's true, too. And it could be just him seeing, hey, you're a little sloppy right now.
And right after he says that, what happens? He slings onto the... treehouse and takes it right off the tree.
Exactly.
And
falls
then
right
falls
into
in front of the girls. And he's like, whoa!
Yeah. So, no, actually, yeah. Okay, so we got that it is with the tech suit, at least that's what it looks like. So it could be just right sometime before he loses the suit and that scene where he lights up and first puts it on.
Yeah.
So we got that. I mean, it might even... Let's see. That we got a scene right now where Tony opens the door, and we've seen it for more than one trailer.
The hug.
Yeah, and no, I wasn't hug you. We're not.
The pseudo hug. We're
not there yet.
We're not there yet.
And this is a guy now that can step in and is like, hey, I'm here to talk to you. I'm here to help you out with everything. I'm not here to just kind of, what I'm seeing, kind of Tony's almost using him to test things out. Yeah, he wants to make him a better hero, but it's like he's using him to test out a protocol too with the
training wheels protocol.
Exactly. So in a sense, he's being a mentor, but he's not being like this guy with Glover's mentorism.
Yeah, and I mean, Glover's mentorism is going to be obviously a little more, I don't want to say tongue-in-cheek. I don't think that's what I'm looking for. It's going to be more of that chill kind of, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be blunt.
It's more genuine.
Yeah, I'm going to basically tell you how it is and not sugarcoat it kind of a thing. So after doing some research, I think that I'm going to lean towards him being the Prowler and being Hobby Brown.
Okay.
I kind of feel like that would fit. I think it fits what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
And it fits what's kind of going on right now. Because like I said, unless they're going to introduce the Daily Bugle, Robbie Robertson would be the second one I think of. But I'm just thinking either him or his son. How do you do that in a Spider-Man that I don't think is working at the Daily Bugle? Or is in cahoots with the, well, not cahoots, but is in connections with the Daily Bugle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Go ahead. I was going to kick it to last reaction.
Yeah,
so
last reaction. Honestly,
what'd you think?
I mean, I don't necessarily need, we all know Spider-Man's tied in with the Daily Bugle, J.J. Jameson.
We don't have to have the same story.
We don't have to have that. We can just get like him swing by and Spider-Man's a menace. And I mean, that's all you really need.
Kind of like how you get the, he's by the subway and it's like a, hey guys.
Exactly.
And you get that kind of a scene.
Exactly. And that's all we really need. You don't need the full out, I'm JJJ and I don't like Spider-Man. He's a menace.
Well, now, you know, J. Jonah Jameson is now Commissioner Gordon.
He is.
In Justice League. You see all these really good actors that I've seen in Marvel films are kind of moving over
because you guys need some help.
Yeah, we do need some help. There's no doubt in that. I mean, we even stole Joss Whedon away from you guys to direct Batgirl and then step on for Justice League. But yeah, this trailer, loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was the perfect trailer. And the thing that it got me, it's exactly what I put out in a tweet where I said, wow, thank you, Marvel, for activating my I can't wait mode.
Yep.
Because they created the hype for me just at the right time, going into the summer, going into July. July 7th is actually when we're getting Spider-Man. But before we wrap it up, before we go to Game of Thrones, any last thoughts with Spider-Man?
No, I mean, I've got kind of a little bit more Robbie Robertson and a little bit, like, right behind him is Hobby Brown, just for the fact that we never
had the Prowler.
Never had the Prowler. Never had anything that hinted at him.
It would be very like, whoa, here he is.
Oh, hey, here's the Prowler. Bye.
I think like you can do it though.
You can. I'm not saying you can't, but I have Robbie like right here.
Because then
right
you can
here.
tie in the Daily Bugle as he grows up, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
So we're gonna move it on to you guys. What do you guys think?
Do you think?
Let us know. Donald Glover. Who do you think he's going to play? What do you thought of the Spider-Man 3 trailer? Let us know down below in the comment section.
I don't know about this, Rick. Just do it, Morty. Thank you for watching Most Valuable Podcast video. If you want to watch more of them, just watch them right here. And thank you for watching.